Okay, boys and girls, my rant for the night is actually going to be on human rights. Now, that terminology right there is kind of misleading because all I see are posts about gay rights, ethnic rights, like, the rights of blacks and so on. Everybody's missing the point. We fought a civil war, which one of the deciding factors, and anybody who's got half a brain knows that a lot of it was based on the economy and the northern states basically having all of that power. However, there was the other part of it, which was based on fundamental human rights. Human rights basically state a number of things. Basically that all men, and it says men, but I think everybody understands that it refers to both sexes. It's the generic man, which refers to mankind, or humankind. So when I see all of these crusaders out there who are going to basically be pushing the black rights, the human rights, and so on upon us, why? What does it fucking matter? I'll support my friends. I've got a ton of gay friends. And frankly, if they're going to hold it against me that I don't really give a rat's ass what's happening in California or Wyoming or wherever when it comes to gay rights, so what? Okay, yeah, I'll support the fact that I don't care if two of my lesbian friends get married. I don't care if two of my gay friends, my homosexual male friends are going to get married. What does that bother me? How does that affect me? Does that belittle me? No. Does it belittle my marriage? No. It has no effect on it. I'll support my friends because, well, they're my friends. And I prefer to see them happy rather than upset in whatever fashion. However, I'm not going to make it my life's goal to crusade for it. Because, frankly, it's a small cog in a bigger picture. Yeah, there's oppression to the gays. Yeah, there's oppression to some of the blacks. There's oppression to... I'm a white male. There's oppression to us. We are the hardest demographic to find a job for in this country at the moment. Now, I'm not referring to the X factors, like people with criminal records, people who have IQs that are in the double digits, and we all know people like that. I'm referring to the fact that if a job comes up and I have the qualifications for it, and a black female, a Latino male, a white male that has actually put homosexuality on there, well, that's coming, but we'll get to that. If they're all up for the same job and their qualifications are even close to mine, even if I'm the top of the heap, I'm probably not getting the job, because in the end, that costs the company more. Because of all of the bullshit that has been worked on our government, they get tax breaks for hiring these people. If you are a black female in America and you've got half a brain, you've got it made. It's getting to the point where if you're going to be a black female lesbian in America with half a brain, you're reaching a new pinnacle. You're gonna have jobs offered to you because there's going to be tax breaks involved. Frankly, all those tax breaks need to be thrown out. The EOE, the Equal Opportunity Employment, that's garbage. Okay, it protects people who are just basically ethnic non-Caucasians. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to probably hate me for saying it, but it's true. It comes down to, it's not an equal playing field anymore. It hasn't been. I learned this when I started looking into my eldest daughter's education, and I was looking up at various scholarships that are available, and okay, there are scholarships that she qualified for because she's a black female. There's no scholarships out there that are for white males. If there were, they'd be called racist. They'd be called Aryan. They would have some kind of negative terminology attached to them. Of course, now, negative terminology against white people is okay. However, you call a gay person a faggot, and suddenly you're a homophobe. You call a black person a nigger, you're suddenly a racist. But why does it not affect the white minority? Because that's what we're becoming. There's a ton of other names out there. You can call an Irishman a Mick. You can call a Latino a Spick. You can call, you can call an Italian a Dago, a Wop, or some such. Why aren't those considered almost hate crime words? It's a double standard. And that's garbage. It really freaking is. So, when you're talking about all these rights, it all comes down to base human rights. Whether you're gay, whether you're black, whether you're Chinese, whatever it may be, you're supposed to have base human rights. Especially in the United States of America. We're supposed to be the melting pot. We're supposed to be the land of equality. And we have strayed from that path. I have plenty of black friends. I respect them. I have plenty of homosexual friends. I respect them. I even have a few Asian, Latino friends. I respect them. When I do have a lack of friends in a certain area, it's usually not by choice, it's by lack of options. I don't hang around with many Asians at the moment, not because I don't care to, just because they're not available. I haven't just met many Asian people in my area or in my spheres of influence. If they were, I'd probably have friends. I used to have a friend named Tim. He was half Japanese, half black. Good friend. I liked him. He's moved on to other things and he's outside of my spheres. If I ran into him tomorrow, I'd buy him a beer. I'd have a good time. But just because I have a lack of Asian friends doesn't mean that I dislike Asians. I mean, if you go on that theory, then I love homosexuals. I love blacks. I've got plenty of friends in that category. So, when you decide to fight for all these rights, don't act like you're the top of the heap, like you're the martyr, the biggest victim out there, because in the end it does come down to the fact that this is all about human rights. Therefore it affects us all. And if you're going to sit there and cry your little story, don't be a hypocrite and just downplay when other people decide to cry right back, because it will come. I've seen plenty of straight people that support the homosexuals. They don't cry about their problems, and most of the homosexuals that they support don't particularly cry about theirs. But it's the whiners, the martyrs, the crybabies. Wow, I'm trying to think of a good term for it. I can only think of one term. It's like a gold digger. There are quite a few people out there that they just want to know what they can get. I'm a homosexual. I've been oppressed all my life. Give me something. I'm black. My people were in slavery for the longest time. Give me something. I mean, heck, I saw a video that was posted on Facebook where some black lady went into a convenience store, asked for some water, and they had a policy that basically they charged you 20 cents. That's to cover their expenses for the cups and such, right? That's what I'm guessing. And this lady went on a spree. She made it ghetto. And she basically went on this whole thing about how everybody's getting paid and how her people dug the ditches where the pipes were laid for the store she was in, and her people were held in slavery and all this other such. And then I started laughing because she apparently made some kind of misunderstanding about the two people who were behind the counter. She must have thought they were Middle Eastern or something, because they were black. And then when they said, hey, my relatives, they herald from Africa, this lady's response was something along the lines of, well, those are African. I'm talking about African American. There's a difference. What the hell is the difference? Tell me that, huh? I mean, that's like basically saying, oh, I'm an American Caucasian. I'm not European Caucasian. What? Okay, There's a difference if I say I'm American and you're Swedish. It's what country you hail from, but in the end, we all come from the same freaking monkeys, people. So who cares? Our ancestors were throwing turds at each other. Face it. Now we're throwing verbal turds at each other. That's all it comes down to. So I guess my biggest point in this whole thing is lose the egocentrism. I can't even say the word. Quit being egocentric. I can say that. I don't know why my tongue's tied. Your problems are a microcosm in the bigger picture of problems. We all have them. Yours are based because you're gay. His are based because he's black. That person's are because they're black and gay. Okay. I'm straight. I'm Caucasian. I've got problems. I don't particularly whine to them about whine to everybody about them. Occasionally I'll vent, because venting is actually healthy for the psyche. But I'm just getting tired of the woe is me attitude that all these people have in the sense of entitlement. This is the land of opportunity. Now maybe the opportunities have dried up somewhat, but they're still there. If you think you're entitled to something, you got another thing coming. You're entitled to the opportunity to go out there and take something, make something of yourself. Take that niche that's out there. For there might be a business that you have an idea for that's out there. Take it. You want fame? Okay. Go out there and sing. Show that you're worth it. Take that opportunity. You think you're a writer? Do the same thing. Whatever it may be. Otherwise, man, I'll just give you some cheese to go with that wine, because frankly, if you're one of these people, you've hit the level of pathetic that I think is irreconcilable. So I'm going to wrap it up with that. And I'm sure I'm going to catch some flack on this one. I'm sure there's somebody out there who ain't going to like what I said, and they're going to bash me. Now, whether or not they have the balls to come and bash me publicly on here so that I can rebut them, we'll see. I'm sure I'm going to hear a lot of whispers are going to come my way. Oh yeah, I heard this about you. Yeah, you know what? Those people are the problem. Those are the people that have the sense of entitlement and are going to whine. And frankly, they can all kiss my ass. That's it. Later, guys.